the Department of Education, Division of Tangub City, in partnership with the local government unit of Tangub, presents Ang Tangkub, Transforming Advancement in the New Normal, guiding K-12 learners under broadcast media and instructional program crafted in response to the need of making education possible and accessible to students at the comfort of their homes. It covers the most essential competencies, thematically layered in drama plays which were originally written, directed, and performed by teachers to see to it that education is securely provided. This is Ang Tangkub.
Good morning, constellations of stars! Good morning to our senior high school learners who are with us today in our FB Live.
Welcome to Astral Academy Cyber School. We are live in DepEd Tayo Tangub and Astral Academy FB page.
And before we start, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Teacher Marvel Marata from Tangub City National High School, and technically I am teaching subjects under the strand of Accountancy, Business, and Management.
And I am Teacher KJ Tipondok from Tangub City National High School, and we are your teacher facilitators for today. Good morning, Sir Marvel.
My buntag Sir KJ, and as well as good morning, students. And welcome to new semester, new learnings, and new beginnings.
Yes, Teacher Marvel. New semester means new beginning, and I know excited na sa at especially atong mga learners na makaton karong adlaw. But you know what, sir, matud pa nila, if you also agree with me, the subject under the ABM strand are quite serious daw. How true about that, sir?
Yes, I agree with you, Teacher KJ. But as your teacher and facilitators for this morning, we will assure you that this teaching and learning process will be a dynamic and meaningful one. Why? Because learning should be fun.
Precisely, Teacher Marvel. Learning should be fun, learning should be engaging, and of course, learning should be productive. So to our dear learners, sit back and relax as we will be discussing week 1 of Principles of Marketing and Fundamentals of Accountancy.
Before we begin to our first session this morning, kindly pull out your week 1 SLM for the course Principles of Marketing and Fundamentals of Accountancy so that we will be in one page. But before that, let's have a short break first. This is
Astral Academy Cyber School. And we are back, still here in Astral Academy Cyber School. So good morning once again sa atong mga pinalanggang students. I know at this time na nasa inyong makamot ang inyong self-learning materials. So let's begin now the discussion. So ang atong learning competency, Teacher Marvel, for this week sa Principle of Marketing kay learning competencies are define and understand marketing principles and marketing goals. So before I'm going to tackle Sir Marvel and dig deeper about marketing, I would like to ask you first, what comes into your mind when you talk about or when we talk about the word marketing?
For me, marketing in the corporate setting, it is the way or the creative way wherein the business or the corporation sells its product or services.
Yes, exactly, Teacher Marvel, you are correct. As you said, marketing is in corporate aspect It is the way how we sell our product to our customers. Pero you know what, Sir Marver? There's always a misconception about marketing. Because people thought that when we talk about marketing, it is tantamount, equal, or same to the word selling, which is somehow not true. Because when we talk about marketing, that is not selling. Selling is only a function of marketing, and these two words, selling and marketing, are different words, or they are different from each other. So once again, Teacher Marvel and learners, I would like to emphasize that selling is marketing, but marketing is not selling. Again, selling is marketing, but marketing is not selling.
Okay, so that is something new to me. So precisely, Teacher KJ, di ay pariha ang selling o ang marketing.
Yes, Teacher Marvel. So now let's define what is marketing, Sir Marvel. So according to Marketing Association, marketing wala ka lang. Dito makita sa. Basta mag-shortlist first.
The Department of Education, Division of Dangub City, in partnership with the local government unit of Dangub, presents Ang Tangkub, Transforming Advancement in the New Normal, guiding K-12 learners under broadcast media and instructional program crafted in response to the need of making education possible and accessible to students at the comfort of their homes. It covers the most essential competencies, thematically layered in drama plays which were originally written, directed, and performed by teachers to see to it that education is securely provided. This is Ang Tangkub.
And we are back, still here in Astral Academy Cyber School. So at this point, Teacher Marvel, let's define what is marketing. So according to Marketing Association, marketing defined as the activity, set of instructions, and process for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offering that have creation, communication, and the delivery of value to customers. So in other words, when we talk about marketing, we are talking about value, product, communication, and satisfaction of our customers. So these are the 4 keywords of marketing. I believe, so since we know now the definition of marketing, let's proceed to the question, unsa man ang butang na gina-market sa organization, or what do the organization market? So I believe
Teacher KJ, organization will market, of course, aside from goods and services, there is also so-called ideas, advocacies, even personalities. trademark, brand name, call it.
Yes, you are correct, Teacher Marvel. So organization, again, will market goods. So an example of goods are foods. An example of foods are like Sir Marvel, kanang pechay, kanang chicheria. These are an example of foods. Again, organization will market services. An example of services, we have barbershop,
Yes, of course.
salon,
In,
and then
in line with our strand, the ABM, accountancy, we offer accounting services, something like that.
yes, you're correct, Sir Marvel. Ideas. So, ideas. So, if you are familiar, Sir Marvel, sa kanang movie na wherein ga-pitch ang katong businessman, and then, of course, he was sharing ideas. So, ang idea, pwede di ay nato ma-market. And then, advocacies.
Yes.
So, saying for example, with the different organization like us, like Miss World or Miss Universe, di ba, daas like laing advocacy, like HIV awareness, beauty with a purpose, and then personalities. So, kining personalities, kung ano siya karon, evident ni siya karon, especially this coming election, Sir Marvel, di ba? Ang katong mga managan karon kay ang personalities din nila ang ilang gina-market. So those are the following example learners of the things that can be marketed. Let's now go over to the goals of marketing. So the first goals of marketing Teacher Marvel are
So the goals of marketing, first we have to understand the market and its consumer, and of course to satisfy their changing needs and wants. Also,
So the second goals of marketing, we have to introduce and innovate products and services that improve human condition and the quality of life.
third, we have to design and implement effective customer-driven marketing strategies.
The fourth one is we have to develop marketing programs that deliver superior value to consumer.
Then we have to build and maintain mutually beneficial and profitable customer relationships.
The sixth one is we have to capture customer value to create profits.
And I guess this is the last one. We have to promote value transactions with full regard to the well-being of societies as a whole.
So, mo to siya, Sir Marvel, ang atong goals of marketing. So now, let's proceed. Let's have a short break first. This is Astral Academy Cyber School.
And
We are back still here in Astral Academy Cyber School. So before the break, we already discussed to you learners the goals of marketing, right?
Yes.
So now we will be dealing the classification of products. Again, there are 5 products that can be marketed as we learned a while ago. And these are the goods and services,
The ideas.
advocacy, and
And personalities.
So now let's classify the products or goods according to its use or differentiations, durability,
Durability.
and types. So according to use, consumer goods. When we talk about consumer goods, Sir Marver, these are the goods that are purchased for personal consumption or for household
Yes.
use. So an example of this is our day-to-day operation. Teacher Marvel, we have toothpaste,
Basic na. Asin.
asin,
Ngayon na.
mga eggs for our breakfast, etc. and etc. And then when we talk about industrial goods, these are goods that are purchased in order to make other goods, to serve as raw material or input in the production of other goods.
This type of goods, for a while, Sir KJ, this type of goods, the industrial ones, these are needed for the manufacturing companies. Kaya sila sila magbuhat. So, mapalit sila ng mga raw materials, and then they will use it para nga makakuha sila og isa ka finished product nga mo pa ilang ibaligya sa market.
Yes, precisely, Teacher Marvel. So, ang industrial goods learners is a combination is a mixture of consumer goods plus consumer goods that creates another good. So, an example of that, Teacher Marvel, is katong imong giingon nga aluminum for kitchen supply sa ato ang kuan sa atong kitchen. And then another classification is according to differentiation.
Yes.
So when we talk about undifferentiated goods, there are goods or products whose physical characteristics are so identical that it would be difficult, if not impossible, to distinguish one purchase from one vendor to another. So ang example ani Teacher Marvel kay kung mupalit ta og salt, di ba? Mao ra jud ang physical characteristic ra jud sa salt, mao ra jud.
Yes, of course.
So diha na belong ang salt sa undifferentiated
Undifferentiated
goods. And then another for differentiated goods, these are goods that are varied in their characteristics and features that make them distinguishable from one another. So, example ang Teacher Marvel kay, di ba, car.
Oh,
Di ba,
pwede,
lahi-lahi mo
pwede,
ng
lahi-lahi
brand ang
ang brand,
car. Lahi-lahi po. Nawong, pero car dyan sila.
Of course, that's it.
So, that's for according to durability, according to
To
differentiation.
differentiation, of
And let's proceed now to according to durability.
This is the third
The classification,
Classification
Teacher
of-
Marvel. So, according to durability, we have consumables. And when we say consumable foods or goods, these are products whose benefits can only be used by a consumer for a short period of time.
So perishable siya. Yang estimated useful life is kadyo tra kaayo.
Yes, Teacher
That's
Marvel. So, ang example, kay mga perishable goods like
Yes,
mga
that's it.
gulay, prutas. So, diha sila na belong sa consumable.
Okay.
So, another one is we have semi-durables. So, these are goods or products that provide benefits to the consumer for a longer period of time. So, usually spanning several months.
Okay.
So, example ani Teacher Marvel kay ang atong mga sanina, di ba? Dugay man kaayo. Kung
Yes.
purchase ta og sanina, dugay man kaayo.
Siguro
mga-
gani murag last na kong palit murag 2018 pa kay murag na yung mga grabing panginahanglan ba. So something like that.
Yeah, clothes, Teacher Marvel, ang atong mga pants, shoes, and then many more. So the next one is we have durables. So when we say durables, these are products that are manufactured to last a long time.
Okay.
Usually expensive products. So we have, for example, na Teacher Marvel, kay mga furnitures, cellphone, etc. Atong laptop, that's an example of durable.
Okay.
So let's have to the fourth classification,
Classification.
which is according to type. So the first one is we have convenience goods. So these are products that are purchased frequently. So usually inexpensive and do not require much purchase effort and evaluation. So an example ani Teacher Marvel kay katong mga consumable goods, dali ra kayo makonsume ba?
Perishable as
Mga
well.
perishable.
Okay.
So, in our locality, an example of convenience store is the 7-Eleven or sari-sari store. So, everything ng mga goods na makita niyo sa convenience store is an example of convenience goods. So,
Okay.
let's have shopping goods. So, when we say shopping goods, these are products that has been purchased less frequent, relatively more expensive, and requires some amount of information search and evaluation prior to purchase. So ang mga example ana Teacher Marvel kay, di ba, kung purchase ta og kanang TV, di ba? Una-unahon pud nato. Kung kaya ba sa budget.
Then sakto ba yung specs or something like that.
Another one is refrigerator, mga furniture sa balay, home appliances. That is an example of shopping goods. And let's proceed to specialty goods. So these are the goods that require an unusual large effort on the part of consumer to acquire. So consumers are willing to travel great distances to purchase these goods. So mga example ani Teacher Marvel kay katong mga branded goods or mga
dito lagi makita no, dito lagi nato mapalit ana siya specifically so travel good ta para lang ana no.
So mga mahali siya nga mga Teacher Marvel mga goods. Like say for example kanang mga
for the bags, Chanel, something like that.
Yes, my expensive perfume.
That's it. We really need to travel to spend money just to have that particular good. Why? It's because it is special. Something like that.
And the fourth type is we have the unsought goods. So these are the goods that consumers seldom actively look for and are usually purchased for extraordinary reason, such as fears or diversity rather than desire. So example, ani Teacher Marvel kay mga life insurances, di ba?
Yes. Do you have one?
I have, Teacher Marvel.
Honest to goodness?
Yes.
Okay.
And then funeral plan.
Kana mong inana manggod nga butang. That should be in the wish list of everyone. Why? Okay, sooner or later we will pass. So something like that.
So for more discussion, Teacher Marvel, stay tuned because we will be right back after a short break. This is Astral Academy Cyber School. And we are back, still here in Astral Academy Cyber School.
Okay, so once again, good morning senior high school learners and future accountants. As we move forward with our discussion for today, kindly pull out your Week 1 SLM for the subject Fundamentals of Accountancy, Business and Management 1, or what we call Accounting 1. Okay? So for this day, sir, you are expected, my dear learners, you are expected to learn the following things. First, define accounting. Yes, as an ABM student, this should be the optimum priority. We should know how to define accounting. Second one, describe the nature of accounting. Unsa day ni siyang accounting yun nga ilang ginaingon every day. Then, we will be able to narrate the history or origin of accounting. So, Sir KJ, let me ask you, what comes to your mind first when you hear the word accounting?
So, Teacher Marvel, So when we say accounting, it is all about figures and numbers that revolves in the business.
Yes, point taken. Yes, people believe that accounting is all about figures or numbers or patterns or formulas. But according to the accounting professor, he is also an accountant, Sir Rafael Lopez. He said that accounting exists in everything we do, since what we do involves management. And when there is management, there is accounting. So di ba complicated na, learners, no? Pero allow me to simplify that for you. So in a business setting, accounting is defined as the process of identifying, recording, and communicating economic events of an organization to interested users. So allow me to simplify that. First is identifying, okay? Sir KJ and learners, in accounting, we have this so-called accountable transactions and non-accountable transactions. So when we say accountable transactions, these are transactions that do not have a direct effect or impact to the cash flow of the business. So wala kayo siya kanang igo sa kwarta, sa panudlanan, sa negosyo. Mo na ang non-accountable. While ang katong accountable, these are transactions that are or that have a direct effect or impact sa business, sa cash flow. For example, let's have this one as an example. The company paid an accountant 30,000 pesos for the services rendered last June 2021. Okay? So again, the company paid the accountant 30,000 pesos for the services rendered last June 2021. Is that an accountable transaction or not? Okay? Learners, if your answer is yes, it is an accountable transaction, then you are right. Why? It's because an accountable transaction says that it has a direct impact to the cash flow or to the budget, to the asset of the company. Kanang example nato, ning bayad ang company sa isa ka accountant amounting to 30,000 pesos for the services nga nabuhat for last June 2021. So na-impact dito sa ato ang cash or sa ato ang cash inflow. While this example, the company hired an accountant to be paid 30,000 pesos a month starting June 2022. Is that an accountable transaction or not? If your answer is not, or if your answer is no, it is not an accountable transaction. Yes, to tell you honestly, it is a non-accountable transaction. Nga naman, tungod kay ang company nag-hire pa lang daan og accountant to be paid 30,000 pesos a month. So wala pa gid siya nagbayad sa accountant. Wala pa ta nagpagawas og kwarta. Okay? So again, in identifying, you need to take note that it involves selecting economic events that are relevant to a particular business transaction. So this pertains to events or scenarios nga diin naka-impact siya sa business itself. Okay? So you need to have a critical mindset about that one. Kay in a real life setting, you will be facing a lot of transactions each day, especially if ever you are going to work in a business or if ever you are going to create your own business. So not all of these transactions will be recorded, okay?
Yes.
It's because these transactions should be properly identified so that they will be properly accounted. So again, identifying is a very, very important job to do in accounting, okay? So I hope that is very clear, learners, okay? So now, after identifying, let's move to recording. So recording involves keeping a chronological diary of events that are measured in pesos. When we say chronological, dapat kung kano sa siya nahitabo, dito i-record po siya. So if ever ning bayad ka og sweldo atong June 1, dapat ang pag-record ana June 1 yun. Dili pwede June 2. Ano man, that defeats the purpose of recording or proper accounting. Okay? So I hope that's very clear, learners, ha? Nga in accounting, you need to follow a chronological diary of events. Okay? So kung kano sa nahitabo ang transaction, i-record ayon nga June 1, 2020 paid this amount to the person, something like that. So again, recording is also a very, very critical job to do in accounting. So, kung unsay nahitaboan ng adlaw, maoy i-record anang adlaw pod. Okay, so after recording, move on ta sa communicating. So, communicating, of course, through the preparation and distribution of financial and other accounting reports. Oy, dugo ng ilong, no? Kay financial daw, no? Okay, so, basic na kayo na siya. Once nga mahuman kag-identify, imo na siyang i-record na. Okay? Once mahuman ka og record, dapat i-communicate nimo na siya. Through what? Of course, through financial reports. Dila na ka makita og mga papel nga mga daghan kayong mga numero, no? Nga usahay og dili ka accountant, dili ka acquainted sa accounting, kayong kag unsa man ni pagbasa. Okay? Something like that. So you learners, as soon to be the nation's pride, the nation's next certified public accountants, you need to be properly acquainted about this accounting. Why? It's because you have to identify, you have to record, and you have to communicate para asa tuod ni siya nga kuan financial reports. Of course, sa mga tawo nga mag-need ana, it could be your supervisor, your boss, or sige, sa government pwede kang sa BIR or sa COA, something like that. So again, that ends the definition of accounting. After knowing the definition, let's describe the nature of accounting. Unsa man din siya by nature, okay? So the first one, accounting is said to be an art. Okay? So mo na lang ginaingon, accounting is an art. Sige daw Sir KJ. What is an art for you?
When we say about art, Sir Marvel, it must have process, or it is a systematized.
Yes. Substantially correct, sir. So when we say an art, it means that the accounting seeks for perfection and balance. Okay? So if ever manggod nga makakita tag art, dapat nagi siya balance and then nagud ang perfection. Same goes with accounting, that there should be balance. Okay, to tell you learners, in the next discussions, we will be talking about the balances of the left side and then the right side. That is where an accounting should be highlighted. Why? It's because we need to balance the left side and then the right side. So that is an art itself. So learners, for now, we will be back for a short break.
TV, mag-aral ng maigi to get the lessons easily. It's tangkop, tangkop, tangkop time. We learn all things, it's very fine, masaya. Tutok na. It's tangkop, tangkop, tangkop time. We learn all things, it's very fine, masaya. you now. Let's come and learn together, supporting one another. We love, we care, we share. It's tangkop time. We learn all things, it's very fun, masaya.
And we are back still here in Astral Academy Cyber School.
Okay, so kaganina, Sir KJ, we have already discussed the first nature of accounting, which is accounting is an art. Why?
Yes.
It's because it is an art for the reason that in an art, we seek for balance and perfection. The same with accounting. We need balance and perfection at the end of the day. So for the next nature of accounting, Sir KJ?
So the next nature of accounting is financial in nature.
Okay, so this one, basically we are going to handle events that impact or that have impact with the business. So kaning mga events katunin sila mga accountable nga events. So they are financial in nature is because we are handling about money, resources, financial resources of the company. So kana sila ang atong need nga i-balance.
And the next nature of accounting to our learners is accounting is a process.
Yes, precisely. It is a systematic process. Why? It's because you cannot have a specific result without having a specific process. Kaya dili pwede og ning balance na kadaari, pero sa tumoy, wa ka kabalog yun sa imong pagsugod. Unsa nga mga transactions imong gibutang? Unsa nga mga transactions ang imong gi-consider? Okay? So it should be to identify, of course, then to journalize, then so on and so forth. So again, accounting is a process, a systematic process.
So the fourth and last nature of accounting to our learners is accounting is an information system.
Yes, precisely. It is an information system. In fact, I call accounting as a storage of data. Nga naman, kaya once mo man ka identify, once mo man ka record, you need to keep your data
Yes.
and your information. Kaya sooner or later, mangita yun ng other people, like for example, the government will ask for financial documents from your company's end. So na kayo ikapakita, okay? Okay. So that are the four nature of accounting. Accounting is an art, accounting is financial in nature, accounting is a systematic process, then lastly, accounting is an information system. But, Sir KJ, how did really accounting started or came to beginning, something like that? Give sa nga pagsugod, by the way.
Kaya lagi, Sir Marvin, mo po question ako, unsa choy history sa accounting?
Okay. So, it was believed that long before, it was around 3,600 BC, so the record keeping was already common in Mesopotamia, China, and India. So, kanin mga panahon na, ang style nila ni is, kung mupalit sila og mga goods, or mupalit sila og mga animals, ilang i-record is gamit ang clay tablet. Okay, clay lang. As in, grabe, very, kuwan na yun, ka naman bitaw, very inato na yun kayo, practical lang kayo, kaya naghamas lang clay tablet sila. That is how they're going to record their transactions. But, as day passes by, kada ba nagkadugay, nagkadaghang transactions, nagkadaghang i-record, dili na nila maatol. Promise, as in, libog na kayo. So then, here comes 14th century, the double entry bookkeeping. So kani learners, pinakadakog impact yun sa accounting. Why? It's because there is this person who was able to publish a book named or entitled Summa de Arithmetica. So he is our father of accounting. He is Loca Pacioli. Okay? It is not Pacioli, ha? It's Loca Pacioli. Okay? He was believed to be the father of accounting. He is from Italy. So he wrote a lot of content, especially about the double entry bookkeeping. So kaning bookkeeping mo gini ang pinaka-highlight po nato sa atong course. After this weeks or siguro mga 3 or 4th week, we are going to discuss more on double entry bookkeeping. As for now, let's stick with the fact that our father of accounting is Sir Loca Pacioli. Okay? He introduced the double entry bookkeeping. He has his specific chapter sa iyang book nga katong Summa di Arithmetica. Okay? So much with the history. Let's go to the present or the modern time. So, what did you observe, Sir KJ, sa present? Di ba? Mas daghan ang transactions, no?
I guess, Sir Marvel kay, na may data, pwede ka butangan sa kuan, data sa atong accounting. So,
Okay, but do you know nga, dili pod pwede nga i-record nimo ang data because of your personal biases. There is no such thing as that in accounting. In accounting, we record data in accordance or in observance to the so-called international accounting standards. So natin mga accounting standards and principles nga gina-follow sa ato ang pagbuhat og our accounting services. So it is not that easy, okay? But in this way, through observing the international accounting standards, we will be able to assure transparency and reliability and to obtain greater confidence on accounting information used by global investors. Ganun man, it's because accounting service is going global, not just national level, okay? So we have a lot of accountants from Philippines working abroad. It's because they believe that the accounting processes and accounting standards being handled here in the Philippines are the same accounting practices and standards being handled
in the
international setting. Okay, so that's it. So in the Philippines, Republic Act number 9298 or the Philippine Accountancy Act of 2004 regulates the practice of accountancy, or in the Philippines, of course. And the name of the board is the Board of Accountancy. So, mingon sila nga, sayo naman kayo ng accountancy, yun mo nang dili kayo daghan ang mo take ana. No, it's the other way around. Kay people believe that accounting itself is a very difficult subject, but to tell you, no, it is not, my dear learners, okay? So if ever you are thinking that, or if ever you are aspiring to be an accountant in this nation, then you are really in the right track, okay? So this program is for you. So stay tuned because we will be right back after a short break.
This is
Astral Academy Cyber School.
Dali na mag-science na kita, mag-observe o mag-discover ta, living things o non-living things, mga stars o mga planeta. Dali na mag-science na kita, mag-observe o mag-discover ta, living things o non-living things, mga stars o mga planeta, mga stars o mga planeta, mga stars o mga planeta.
And we are back still here in Astral Academy Cyber School. So at this point in time, to our learners, nasa taas ang atong first senior high school attendance marker.
Yes, that's it.
So at this point, we would like to express our heartfelt thank you to the executive producer, Sir Gas Sapi, to the production team led by Sir Alden Antonio, and to our learners. Mga learners, see you next Thursday. This has been KJ Pondok from Tangub City National High School.
And this has been Marvel Marata from Tangub City National High School.
This is Astral Academy Cyber School.
Thank you.